Sequence two, which is corresponding track, Thins.
Yes.
Anything about this process and this song that kind of stuck out to you?
Yeah, honestly, this one was one of my favorites to work on, because like I kind of already knew what I wanted to what I wanted it to sound like. I think we pretty much achieved it. My initial kind of like inspiration was like I wanted to sound like cowboys riding off into the sunset. I wanted to give it almost like a bit of a country western kind of undertone. And then it just kind of like became to me like a very like cinematic, like almost like Tarantino style kind of soundtrack kind of thing. Um, we changed a couple chords here and there just to kind of make it feel a little more like, cowboy-ish, I
Mm.
suppose. Um, and I think there's one part to me that sticks out, and that's the before the very last kind of breakdown. Um, there's like this kind of sound of like a sword unsheathing. Um, I don't know whose idea this was. I think it was my idea to like do that sound, but we ended up taking two like kitchen knives and just rubbing them against like the blades against each other to get that sound.
Yeah.
And we just added a bunch of reverb. Um, we honestly were just laughing through the whole thing. It was just like, how ridiculous can we make it? We added all kinds of like crazy distortion and like 808s and just like made it like explosive.
Yeah.
Um, this one was really fun. I like this one a lot.
Okay, let's check this one out.
Locked away in my fortress, making plans that your eyes can't see. I believe that my destiny is in your words. I don't know what I've been told. I'll take a step back, look at all my work, and I know I'm gonna hurt myself. I'm living in the shadow of your wandering eye. No respect for the ghosts that live in second hands. I have no reply. It's so much easier living in my head. I hear you calling my name, to which I have no reply. It's so much easier. I hear you calling my name. I
see it. It is totally incredible.
Such a massive song, man. Such a massive song. Like
Thanks, man.
I mean, I didn't quite, tie it to obviously like the more country, almost Western style, but like now that you mentioned, I was like, oh, I can definitely hear what you were kind of going for there. Like,
yeah, we had uh, okay, so since this point, I've actually stopped smoking weed altogether.
really?
For the most part. Yeah, I decided it was time, especially when I moved here. It was like I just felt like something that I was carrying over from the past, and
Okay.
like my head was just kind of like not like agreeing with it anymore, you know. Um, However, when we were making this album, it was, I would say, fueled by marijuana consumption. And so it was honestly like this is something I've actually been kind of struggling with lately. Um, a lot of my like I think a lot of my willingness to chase an idea was tied to the kind of like freedom that weed allows, right? So, we would wake up, we would eat breakfast, and then we just like smoke a little bit and start talking. And then we would just come up with all kinds of crazy ideas and we would just chase those ideas
Yeah.
and then we come up with whatever we came up with. So, I think like when we were kind of in those different kind of altered states, it was like it was like, yo, like what if it was like a Western? It was very just like uh just letting things be cool and then just doing them,
Yeah.
not a lot of overthinking, not a lot of like, well, how's this going to translate? It's just like, yo, that's sick, let's just do it. And I think for me, like the original song, it has a lot to do with sort of like I grew up in the church. My dad was a pastor, and there's a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions about God and my purpose in life, and just there's a lot of programming that happens when you grew up in a church, and as you get older, it's like you start to develop your hopefully you start to develop your own opinions and your own mind about certain things,
Mm.
and so those questions just start to grow and grow, and I think for me it was like I wrote that song because I just needed to like put it on paper, and not talk to somebody about it, but just kind of like see it for myself and like ask these questions in a way that like made sense to me. Um, and interesting, I think, is like the new version of the song. I don't feel that as much with the way that it sounds. I think with like the angst that goes behind sins, like it feels like I have my fists balled up.
Mm.
I'm like, what is the meaning? Like, what are
Yeah.
what are the answers? And with this, it's like I just feel like I'm in a movie. It
I was gonna say very
completely,
cinematic.
yeah, it completely takes away, to me, it takes away the meaning of the lyrics or any of my sort of preconceived notions. It's just, to me, I see different pictures and different colors. And um, I think that's another beautiful thing about this album for me, is that it just sort of removes a lot of that like initial stress or like whatever place I was in when I wrote it. It's like none of that really matters to me
Yeah.
anymore.
Okay. I mean, with the moment that country and kind of like the whole Western side of music is kind of having, with artists like Beyonce and Shabuzi and like all that influence, and I can definitely see
Totally.
this kind of like fitting in with that kind of trend and like kind of way that music's going.
Sure.
Like you might need to shoot a video and get it all dressed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that could be kind of interesting. I hadn't really put that together, but that could be kind of fun.
I mean, that sound is definitely having a moment in music right now, and like people are literally like gravitating towards that more
Yeah, that's where the
Americana
money is.
country feel.
That's where the money is right now.
I mean, M.A.G.S country album, next.
Maybe, I don't know. That's actually a kind of a funny idea. I've always wanted to do a Motown album.
Yo, that'd be
I think
crazy.
that would be
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, that'd be crazy. I mean, not smoking weed anymore. You're gonna have to change your name, right? Change the meaning behind the name, I guess. Because the meaning you told me when you first was like marijuana and
Good
great
sex.
sex. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it means what it means. Even if I don't smoke anymore, I will say, like, sometimes, like my girl still smokes, and she'll just give me a little shotgun if I'm just feeling like, oh, I could. It's like sampling wine. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna drink a whole glass of wine, but I might want to switch it around in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.